Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel and today we need to talk about something that's happening in flight simulation. Mathijs Kok seems to be leaving Aerosoft. For many of you, Mathijs used to be the face of Aerosoft and many even believed he was the CEO. But in this video I want to tidy up with a little bit of that. So first of all, let's start with where those rumors came from and how they've been confirmed. And 14 hours prior to me recording this, Mathijs confirmed when one of the deputies on the Aerosoft forum asked, "I've seen a few rumors on the internet that you and others are leaving Aerosoft. Can you please comment on these rumors?" And Mathijs indeed confirmed that they are correct. After more than 20 years, it felt like Aerosoft and I have grown apart and that it was time to leave. These things happen. I was a bit surprised that even though I am old as Methuselah, there were still companies and people interested in my expertise and experience. I will start a new career, and I am very much looking forward to that. We'll meet again. I will hand over the project management for the A330 and other projects shortly, and I'm confident that the new project manager will take over here to inform you. I'm confident that the project will not be seriously affected, and with that would like to close the forum discussion. So, that is what Mathijs has wrote in the forums, and ever since speculations have really broken out. Now, before we start to speculate, let's quickly talk about a couple of the facts of what we know of what Mathijs actually did at Aerosoft. So, we can find out a little bit more by going into the general Aerosoft website. And on here, if you go onto company, you can find some information about Aerosoft as a company and who is doing what. You can see that the management is actually done by Winfried Dickmann as CEO and Andreas Mügge as CIO, and they also have Günther Zehnel as an authorized representative. So as you can see in the management, Mathijs is not in there, and he never used to be one of the actual CEOs of Aerosoft. Going a little bit further down, we then can see the different parts of Aerosoft as company, and you can find that the only part where Mathijs is actually in there is in the customer support, in that Mathijs is master of the support guys. So that is why Mathijs often looked as he was Aerosoft, while indeed he was the head of the support. He was managing some projects, like for example the A330 and mostly aircraft really, but being the guy for external communication, he basically was the one who posted all the stuff in the forums, and since he was the head of support, he was the one who had all the contact with the customers, which is the reason why many of you believe that Mathijs actually was the big guy behind Aerosoft, while indeed he was a very important employee, but just an employee. Nonetheless, he was the manager for the A330 project and for stuff like the Twin Otter, so he actually had his hands in quite a bit of the Aerosoft products as well. Now, we can only go to speculate about what is happening from here on, and what we can see is that Mathijs confirmed in a side note that there are developers leaving as well. So that really puts me to the question as to what is going to happen to the A330 project. I've also heard some rumors in other sources that they might plan an early access release similar to the early access they supported from Flight Sim Studios with the Embraer. And while I can certainly understand that after 3 years of development they have a project that they need to make some money on, what I cannot understand is if the A330 is in a similar state to the Embraer, which nobody of us knows. There is only a select few in the beta team who actually know about this. Then I sincerely hope that we are not going to get a half-finished product like we did with the Embraers, especially one that might need a year or longer of development time in order to get to an actual flyable state. However, we also have to say that Aerosoft had a lot of expertise on the Airbus series in that they have previously developed several versions of the Airbus for different simulators and different versions of it, like The A380, 19, 20, 21 and A330-300 were all developed by Aerosoft in the past. However, since it seems that more developers are leaving, I am a little afraid that a lot of expertise is leaving Aerosoft as well. So it leaves it open what is going to happen with those projects. Nonetheless, it is also open who is actually going to take Mathijs' step and who is actually going to take his place and continue the development. As far as we can see, there is no information released about that from Aerosoft at this moment. Indeed, Mathijs was rather quick to cut the discussion off, even though a couple more people tried to open it again in the forums. If you look at this and go a little bit further down, some people started talking about it again, and indeed right now there are a couple of comments missing which used to be there previously, so it seems like they do not want too much more rumors to spread while things are still, well, who knows, probably undecided within the company itself. So if we take this a little bit further, we can start a bit of speculation here as to what is happening and why. Obviously, we don't know where in the process of leaving Mathijs and developers actually are at the moment, but at least here's some general theory. So Aerosoft is a German company, and as a German company, they obviously work under German law. Now, the minimum notice period under German law is usually 1 month, but it can be extended depending on the time somebody works for a company. So with Mathijs working there for more than 20 years, I tend to say it is reasonable to assume that he has a notice period somewhere in the region between 3 and 6 months. So if these things are getting confirmed right now, we don't know where in that period it currently is and for how long he's going to continue at Aerosoft and how that looks like. What we can say, however, is that a lot of the developers have actually not been there for that long, and that would leave a notice period for up to a minimum of 4 weeks. So depending on the shape of the A330 project, if developers are able to leave within 4 weeks' time, then things might really go south for the project. Obviously, I absolutely hope that that is not going to be the case. I'm really looking forward to the Aerosoft A330 in that it basically is my future aircraft. Well, obviously my real future aircraft. I really hope the Aerosoft is going to be good for the simulator so that we can actually make it my virtual future aircraft as well. But we'll have to see about it. With all the uncertainties that come with Mathijs leaving, we just don't know and we have to see. In any case, this is pretty much all the information that is currently available, so thank you very much for watching. Do let me know if you've heard anything else, and do put it in the comments underneath this video. Maybe we can gather a little bit of information that has previously not been included in this, but if you do that, please be so kind to mention your sources as well, so that we're actually able to follow up with exactly where that information comes from, since there is quite a bit of misinformation being spread over several competing, well, let's just say competing people as well. So I'm looking forward to all that kind of information coming together, but I am a little bit worried that we might see the A330 delayed once again, but who knows. In any case, thank you very much for watching. I do hope that you found this one interesting. If you did, do let me know in the comments below, and as always, leave a like, comment and subscribe, as it does really help out the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.